You can tell today's episode's about sports, and that sport is obviously baseball.
Amigo in the morning, presented by Golden Age Furniture Restoration.
Coast to coast and around the world, welcome back to Minneapolis. Welcome back to Amigo in the morning. Today's episode, it's Saturday, July 20th. We are closer to the kickoff than we are June 1st. We are closer to the Bears-Packers Thursday night Week 1 game than we are June 1st, which is crazy because it's July. Camera looks like it's at an awkward angle. I don't know. I still don't know who I'm going to root for in that game. I'm not going to root for anyone. Best case scenario for the Vikings is a tie. I can't cheer for the Packers. Trying to center this. Cannot cheer for the Packers. Don't want to cheer for the Bears because they're more of a threat. But if the Packers beat the Bears, then I guess that means they're really good, and that means they're a threat too. The best case scenario is a tie. If we're in Minneapolis, it's storming, it's raining, or it just stopped. It was. It's because they knew I was going to do Amigo in the morning. So they're like, hey, stop recording. Yeah, let's get into it. Today's piece of news. Toys R Us is already making a comeback later this year in New Jersey and Texas. Amigo, come here. Amigo's a hot dog. It's like a billion degrees. Yeah, I never went to Toys R Us in my life. I guess I don't see the point of it. I mean, don't buy toys. I guess they also sell like video games and Nerf guns, stuff like that. But maybe some sports stuff. I don't know. But it was never a place. Maybe I think I was just born in the wrong generation for it, because my generation and around my generations, stopped playing with toys and played with GameCubes. And then I don't know. I guess I never really knew what Toys R Us is, because I doubt it's just for like small toys. But yeah, a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people are sad it's closing. It's come back in New Jersey and Texas with a new, quote, modern concept from business page on Twitter. Yeah, let's get into weather. Minneapolis is high of 74. Just heard thunderstorms and clouds all day. New York City, high of 98 degrees, sunny. Air quality alert. Miami, a high of 89 degrees and cloudy. Houston, a high of 93 degrees and sunny. LA, a high of 77 degrees. I don't know if I should even say cloudy and sunny, because I don't think it's accurate, but cloudy then sunny. Twins played 2 games since last episode. Looked like they got the momentum back, and then they didn't. Thursday they won 6-3 versus the Athletics. Gibson went 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, no walks. Rosario went 1-for-1 with a pinch hit 3-run homer. Cron went 1-for-4 with a solo homer. Garber went 1-for-4 with a solo homer. Those are all our RBIs. We scored 1 more run. It was unearned. Rogers got a 2-inning save. Good game. More errors. Looked like the momentum was back. I don't know. Everybody on Twitter was buying into it. Twins are back. Magic's back. The juice is back. Let's go. Amigo is walking around a bunch. Amigo, come here. Don't. I didn't buy into it. I was like, okay, it's a win. Let's keep going. I don't think Polanco did anything again. And then Friday. Twins 3, Athletics 5. Odors went 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. He had a tough first inning. He didn't have that bad of a start, though, especially if you look past the first inning. First inning really drove his pitch count up, and that's probably why he had to come out of the game early. Super hot, super high humidity. So he left the game after 5 innings. I think he threw about 90 pitchers. And then Harper gave up 2 runs. Bullpen. Strikeout and no walks. Gonzalez had a towering 2-run homer. Bad game. I think we didn't have any errors, though, so. Yeah, Cleveland's now 3 games back. The hope is getting less and less every day. It's like All-Star break, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah. Around the MLB, Cubs beat the Padres 6-5. Orioles beat the Red Sox 11-2. Yankees beat the Rockies 8-2. Philadelphia beat Pittsburgh 6-1. St. Louis beat Cincinnati 12-11. Cleveland beat Kansas City 10-5. I think it was 6-5 in the middle of the 7th. And then, yeah. Blue Jays beat the Tigers 12-1. White Sox beat the Rays 9-2. Indians are now 3 games back. Nationals lost to the Braves 4-3. Donaldson hit a walk-off single off Fernando Rodney. Follows me on Twitter. Houston beat Texas 4-3. Brewers beat the lost the Diamondbacks 7-10. Seattle beat LA 10-0. Mike Leake was an inning away from a perfect game, gave up a single. Dodgers beat the Marlins 2-1. San Francisco beat the Mets 1-0 in 10 innings on a walk-off error. The team that swept us. There might have been 2 errors called. I don't know. On the replay, it looks like there should be 2 errors. Looks like they could have gotten them at home and they didn't. Yeah, they swept us. I think they played the 16-inning game the night before. It's been a crazy series. Tonight, Twins play the A's. Twins are 59-37. Athletics are 56-42. It's Barrios on the mound. He's 8-5 with a 3.1 ERA. Anderson is 9-5 with a 3.79 ERA. 6:10 p.m. on Fox Sports North. We breezed through that segment. Today's episode is brought to you by Golden Age Furniture Restoration. Do you have any old furniture in need of repair and restoration? Bring it to Golden Age Furniture Restoration in Northeast Minneapolis. Call it 612-379-0300 or visit online at goldenagemn.com. Let us bring the past back to life. I totally messed up that sentence last episode. I got a lot of stuff written down on this piece of paper. We're going to go through some Twins or players the Twins could trade for and are likely to trade for, and some prospects the Twins could trade away. A lot of these are just common people on the market, and a couple of them I just saw on Twitter, like saying, "Hey, under the radar guy the Twins could get." So I think, let's see, there's like 10 of them here. So let's go through them. First off, Will Smith, left-handed pitcher, San Francisco. He's 30 years old. He's 3-0 with a 2.61 ERA, a .919 WHIP, which is pretty good, really good. 41 and a third innings pitched this season, 61 strikeouts, 24 saves. He's a free agent this season, 2020. Will Smith is a very, very popular person for the Twins to get, but then again, there's a lot of other teams that could probably use him. Amigo, it's okay. There's no one out there. Come here, boy. Amigo. Speaking of the Giants, Madison Bumgarner, left-handed pitcher, San Francisco, 29 years old. He's about to turn 30 in like 2 weeks. This year he's 5-7, a 3.65 ERA, a 1.178 WHIP, 125 and 2/3 innings pitched, 127 strikeouts, 21 starts. He's a free agent 2020. No, not Madison Bumgarner. I was super against it because, one, I don't like him. I liked him in 2014. I liked him in 2017 when he hit 2 homers against the Diamondbacks. Since then, 2017 dirt bike injury. No respect. Lost some of it. 2018 he had another injury, and I think it was also kind of a weird injury. And then this year, comments about how if you use an opener, he'll walk out of the stadium. You play for the team, man. You're not playing for your own start. I don't like. Oh, and then who was it? Was it Max Muncy or Cody Bellinger? I think it was. I don't think it wasn't Bellinger. I think it was Max Muncy yelling at him, running around the bases. I mean, come on. Madison Bumgarner. But I didn't know he was so young. He's only 29. So it raises his value up a little bit, but he's not even having that great of a year. Another two players on one team. Shane Green for the Tigers. Now this is iffy because he's the Tigers in the division. He's 30 years old. Teams don't want to trade people to their division, but I think the Tigers would be fine with it because they're the third or second worst team in the American League. Shane Green this year is 0-2 with a 1.03 ERA, 0.829 WHIP, 35 innings pitched, 37 strikeouts, 22 saves, 2020 arbitration eligible, and a 2021 free agent. All these stats are Baseball Reference, by the way, .com. And they might not be updated for yesterday. I think it takes like a day for Baseball Reference to update their stats. So, anyways, Shane Green. I always thought a 1 WHIP was bad. Like people said, oh man, a 1 WHIP, that's like the goal. I'm like, what? That's terrible. That's a base runner every inning. But when you take consideration big innings where you score 2 runs or 1 or 2 runs, you have like 3 people on base. So it kind of evens out. So I kind of get it now. Another player in Detroit. Now, I included this one with Green. Green was an all-star this year because there were reports the last couple of days that the Twins, and I think the Dodgers, have been looking at these two. Matthew Boyd, left-handed pitcher. He's a starter from Detroit, 28 years old. He's 6-8 with a 4.13 ERA, a 1.133 WHIP, 120 innings pitched, 160 strikeouts, 20 starts, 2020 arbitration eligible, 2023 free agent. Now the WHIP isn't terrible. The ERA is pretty bad. But the contract is nice for 2023 free agent. So yeah, I wouldn't have included Matthew Boyd, and it wasn't for the last couple of days. The Twins have been reported and talking about him. The thing about Green and Boyd, you get them this year, the season becomes even a little easier. So that final push just becomes even a little bit easier. You know, we might end up only winning the division by one game, and maybe that game will be a blown save by Detroit because they don't have Boyd because he's on our team. Then again, though, he will probably get traded either way, so. All right. Marcus Stroman, starting pitcher, right-handed, Toronto, 28 years old, 6-10. It's Toronto. 3.06 ERA, 1.249 WHIP, 117 2/3 innings pitched, 93 strikeouts, 20 starts, 2020 arbitration eligible, 2021 free agent. Yes, please, I want Stroman. His stats aren't even particularly good. I just like him. He's just fun. He's a big, he celebrates on the mound. He's fine with bat flips. I like Marcus Stroman. I got him on my franchise for the Twins. He wears number 4. Bold prediction, or this isn't a bold prediction, but I want it to be right. So if it happens, this can be on record. Marcus Stroman will wear number 4 on the Twins. Because 5 is Baldelli, 6 and 7 are retired. 8 is open. 9 is Gonzalez. So Stroman, single-digit guy. Speaking of Toronto, Ken Giles, right-handed pitcher, Toronto, 28, has had some attitude issues. Not really anything that I find concerning. I think, when he was like hitting himself on the mound, he's not yelling at his teammates. He's taking it out on himself, which, if you're going to take it out, you should probably do that. So if that... Hi, amigo. I know I'm almost done. Okay. The series 1-2 with a 1.69 ERA, a 1.063 WHIP, 32 innings pitched, 54 strikeouts, 13 saves, 2020 arbitration eligible, 2021 free agent. I think if you can get Stroman and Giles in a package, that'd be great. But it might cost us... so I think Stroman Giles package is more likely than a Smith and Bumgarner or a Green and Boyd package. Stroman and Giles are 2 good pitchers, especially one a good starter and a good reliever. Now this is one that I just saw on Twitter a couple days ago. Someone said, "Hey, under the radar guy, Twins could get." Nobody's talking about Robbie Ray, left-handed pitcher from Arizona, 27. He's a starter. 8-6, 3.92 in ERA, 1.299 WHIP, 117 innings pitched, 152 strikeouts, 21 starts, 2020 arbitration eligible, 2021 free agent. Not particularly fantastic, but might probably be better than... he has a better ERA than 60% of the Twins rotation right now, so yeah. This one's controversial. Not controversial. This one is iffy. Trevor Bauer. Indians are every day look less like they're going to be sellers. Baseball Tonight at the All-Star break, the episode, they were talking about buyers or sellers. Indians are like, hold. If they get swept or sweep the Twins, then that'll probably dictate the direction between buyers and sellers. They lost 2 or 3. They're not selling yet, and then they've won 5 in a row since then. So they're not going to be sellers, but it is very, very talked about in the baseball community that Trevor Bauer will be traded just because of the contract, and they need to get something for him now, I guess. Trevor Bauer, right-hander pitcher. He's 28 years old. I like Trevor Bauer. As I said before, he's a cool guy. He's able to laugh at himself. He does a lot of social media things, and he talks at baseball players. What do they call it? Bauer Bites. And the whole Momentum channel, whatever. Do they only do Indian stuff? I think they only do Indian stuff. He's 9-7 this year with 3.67 ERA, 1.82 WHIP, 144 2/3 innings pitched, most in the majors, 170 strikeouts, 22 starts, 2020 arbitration eligible, 2021 free agent. That innings pitch is a big deal. He can go a long time, and the Twins might need that because the Twins bullpen, even if they get a couple pieces to help, isn't great. So they need help, and they need to pitch less than they can. So saving a bullpen an inning or 2 every 5 days is better than nothing. Another unlikely name was talked about getting traded last year. not having a particularly good season, but we know what he can do. Noah Syndergaard, right-handed pitcher, New York Mets, 26 years old. Thor is 7-4 with a 4.36 ERA, 1.228 WHIP, 119 2/3 innings pitched, 118 strikeouts, 19 starts, 2020 arbitration eligible, 2022 free agent. Mets are, I guess, they're rebuilding. They have a lot of talent, and even next year, I think they can make the playoffs. Bold prediction: a year from now, Lindor will be traded to the Mets. I've had that for a couple of weeks. I wanted to say that. I don't know why. It's just a random. I can feel it. Syndergaard not having a great year. It's going to take a lot to get him. The Mets have a pretty good one. I mean, they're even talking about last year about trading DeGrom and Bumgarner. I don't think there's any way the Twins get DeGrom without spending a lot, which I don't want them to do. So yeah, last name is a name that's talked about, but is pretty unlikely to get traded. The team's not bad, and they especially probably will be even better last year. I think the prediction that they'll make the playoffs next year. Kirby Yates, right-handed closer for San Diego Padres, 32 years old, having a fantastic year, all-star season. Again, Baseball Tonight podcast talked about him getting traded just because San Diego shouldn't buy this year. I mean, they're not going to win the division. They're just, it's hard for them to even make the playoffs this year. National League isn't top heavy, but it is stacked. So Padres, and he's 0-2 with a 1.07 ERA, a .810 WHIP, 42 innings pitched, 67 strikeouts, 31 saves, most in the majors. Amigo, it's okay. Come here. 2020 arbitration eligible, 2021 free agent. Kirby Yates has been a great closer this season. It's going to take a lot to get him. Kind of unlikely he gets traded, but if he does, definitely a good option. Here's some players the Twins could see traded in deals. Now, I don't know a lot about major leagues. I just wrote down some names that have come up a lot, and a couple major leaguers as well. Hey, notice all the trade deadline people were pitchers. I don't think Twins are going to get any position players. Maybe they'll get Dozier. That'd be great. Okay. Now, a lot of these I don't want to trade, especially like the first 5 I don't want to trade at all. But it's going to be hard to get more than multiple players without some of these. And there's going to be plenty of minor leaguers that are packaged in, like single A players and rookie ball players. But they won't be the main pieces of like a blockbuster trade. But the Indians and Trevor Bauer, if the Indians decide to trade Trevor Bauer, and they decide to rebuild, because they're going to rebuild after this year, or maybe after 2020, but they're going to have to rebuild. So I don't think they would worry that much about trading him to a division rival, because he's only going to be there for one more year. And the Twins, I would be more scared to trade prospects to Tigers than the Indians. I think if the Indians don't win the division this year, which I think they will, I think the Tigers will win it before the Indians do, because the Indians are going to go into full rebuild mode. So let's start off Royce Lewis, shortstop, righty, 20 years old, first overall pick in 2017. Better not get traded, but he could get a lot if he is. In high A this year? I don't know. I didn't write a plus. I think high A, yeah. 88 games. He's batting .240, .293, .368. That's average on base percentage slugging. 8 homers, 52 runs, 32 RBIs, 16 for 24 stolen bases. Talent. He was drafted first overall for a reason. He should be untouchable. Nobody's untouchable because you're going for a World Series, but first round pick from the year before that, Alex Kirilloff, a right fielder and first baseman, lefty, 21 years old. I used him in the show a couple times. I created him. I just, added his height and weight and number and just kind of went off of that. It was already pre-made player. Anyways, AA this season, 57 games. He's batted .277, .349, .409, 4 homers, 21 RBIs, 27 runs, 3 for 6 stolen bases. So again, probably more likely to get traded than Lewis. And makes sense. But yeah, Brusdar Graterol, starting pitcher, righty, 20 years old. I made this guy in MLB The Show, and I called him all the way up to the MLB, and right now he has like an ERA of 1.8. I just added a bunch of velocity. I didn't make him like 99 overall. I'm not going to do that. This season, AA, he's 5-0 with a 1.89 ERA, a 1.049 WHIP, 47 2/3 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts, 9 starts. He's currently on the injured list. He's not had a very voluminous season. He hasn't played a lot. He's been hurt for a while. I know I was talking about the Twins should call him up back in May when Hildenberger blew the game against the Tigers, and someone's like he's on the IL. So he could get called up too. I mean, AA doesn't mean you're not going to get called up. Here's probably the most common position player that's been talked about, and it's probably the most likely position player, Nick Gordon, shortstop and second baseman. Bats lefty, throws righty, 23 years old, brother of D. Gordon. AAA this season, he has 59 games, batting .289, .332, .443, 3 homers, 44 runs, 35 RBIs, 14 for 18 stolen bases. I don't want to trade him just because this is like the only minor leaguer I've known about for 4 years. I was listening to the game when they were talking about the draft in 2014 on the radio. That's the only reason I know who this is, and I've been waiting for him to come up for a very long time. He doesn't... The Twins' second base situation scopes a free agent after this year, so he could be worth saving him, but Arias is also there in the infield, and Adrianza, so maybe they don't trade him. Or maybe they do trade him because they have a couple players. Trevor Lawrence, drafted last year, is right fielder, bat lefty, throws righty, 22 years old. He went to Oregon State, won the title 2018. This year in High A, he played 84 games, 316, 382, 459, 6 homers, 33 runs, 44 RBIs, 4 for 5 stolen bases. He just got called up to AA 3 days ago. He's played 3 games. He's batted 250, 250, 250, no homers, 1 run, 1 RBI, and 0 for 0 stolen bases. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of weird to trade a guy 1 year after you get him, but I could see him. Brent Rooker has been going off in AAA. He's a left fielder and first baseman, righty, 24 years old. People have been wanting him to get called up for a long time. When Crone got hurt, when Cave got hurt, or Cave get hurt, I don't know. People have been calling for him to get up, and I mean, kind of for good reason. AAA this year, 65 games, batting .281, .398, .535, 14 homers, 41 RBIs, 41 runs, 47 RBIs, 2 for 2 stolen bases, but he is currently on the injured list. So another Twin that played in the Futures game with the Royce Lewis, I think, Jordan Balazovic, starting pitcher, righty, 20 years old. People talking a lot praise about him. This year in High A, he's 5-3 with a 3.02 ERA, a 1.043 WHIP, 53 2/3 innings pitched, 68 strikeouts, 11 games, 10 starts. In Low A this season, he was 2-1 with a 2.18 ERA, 0.919 WHIP, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts, 4 games started. So those are the minor leaguers. 3 other players. Don't get mad. Luis Arias. Infielder, lefty-righty, 22 years old, has been batting pretty well. Polanco's been terrible, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Polanco's still been terrible. This season, in AA and AAA, I didn't differentiate between the two, so just combined. He was 54 games, batted .344, .409, .401 with 0 homers, 26 runs, 22 RBIs, 4 for 7 stolen bases. Oh, that's pretty good. You want to hear his MLB numbers? 33 games, .381, .455, .505, 2 homers, 17 runs, 7 RBIs, 1 for 2 stolen bases. He's been really good. He had that super good at bat against Edwin Diaz. Okay, big deal. People. But he could get traded because we have Scope, who has proven before, and he might be in a tiny slump now. But and we got Adrianza, we got Gordon, we got Lewis, we got a bunch of people in the wakes. They're waiting. Jake Cave, probably not a likely candidate. Outfield, lefty, 26 years old. In AAA this season, he's 41 games, 5 homers, 327, 370, 536, 30 runs, 32 RBIs, 5 for 5 stolen bases, killing it in AAA. But in the MLB this season, he's 33 games, 2 homers, 198, 330, 309, 4 runs, 8 RBIs, 0 for 0 stolen bases. 2020 arbitration eligible, 2025 free agent. Is this somebody I think the Twins should trade? Next guy, and then the last guy, Ehire Adrianza. Infielder, played some outfield too, switch hitter, righty thrower, 29 years old. He has a World Series ring, by the way. I don't know if he got one because he only played a couple games in 2014 for the Giants, but still. He's played in the MLB this season, 51 games, 278, 372, 405, 4 homers, 23 runs, 15 RBIs, 0 for 1 stolen bases. Not terrible. He was bad, so his stats are a little skewed, but he's been not that bad. As of recently, he is a utility player, but we do got a Gonzalez, and we do for a year, and we do got an Astudillo. So So yeah, those are some people the Twins might trade, and those are some people the Twins should get. I want hopefully, I think a starting pitcher and 2 relievers, maybe 3. So I think a Stroman, Giles, and Smith would be, or a Stroman, Green, and Smith would be a perfect deadline for me. Today's Q&A question is, what is your favorite subject in school? Probably like gym. But I'm never going to have a gym again because, you only do it for a semester in high school. But English is alright. Like graphic classes, we had graphic arts in 5th grade for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We had media arts in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. I had Adobe Illustrator last year, and I was going to take digital media intro this year in 10th grade. So those classes, so either those or like gym. When I was super young, like 2nd grade, 1st grade stuff, probably like still gym, but probably maybe English. I used to love to read. I'm also pretty good at writing, apparently. All right, today we have, please don't be a piece of advice, it is a motivational quote. It's a long episode. Today's motivational quote is, never stop doing something great just because someone doesn't give you credit. Boom. Subscribe to Amigo in the morning. Subscribe to my main channel, AuspicianSo1. Add me on Instagram at AuspicianSo1. Add Amigo in the morning. Add me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Amigo at AuspicianSo. At Amigo in the AM. Add me on Snapchat, AuspicianSell. Go to my website, jasonsell.wixsite.com/jsellers. I promise I'm going to post on my vlog eventually. Breakout Creator 2020. Let's go. This episode's long. We got to close it out.